Hello and welcome to another edition of Tea with the Duchess with me, your fabulous hostess, the Duchess. And people always say I laugh too much, but I don't even know how I'm going to control myself because I've got a very funny person in the studio who goes by the name of Adot the comedian. I'm sure you watching would already know him, but I'm just going to go straight into the interview and let him introduce himself, and we'll talk about what he's doing and what he's yet to do. Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for having me down here today. Very nice of you to call me.
Ah, fantastic. You know, all day I've been like, oh God, I'm going to be interviewing Ada, the #1 comedian. And I know everybody's been saying, oh my God, you laugh too much. I'm like, how am I going to be able to control myself today having you here with me? So how are we going to do it?
Well, I know everything is possible by the help of God. So, you know, if you believe in God, God will strengthen you. And then your laughter, you'll be able to control it and put it inside you. And you won't release it out, you understand? So, hopefully, with the power of God.
For people who are watching and who don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself to them?
No problem. Adot comedian is my name. I do a lot of stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, acting. I do some singing from time to time, you know, that sort of thing. So anything entertainment, I really have my hand inside it. Apart from dance, I don't dance because that is not my destiny. But in terms of anything else, entertainment-wise, comedy, like I said, especially comedy, acting and singing, that is what I do. And I host events. It all comes with the package.
So you're Mr. Entertainment?
Something like that.
Yeah. So how did you discover that you have this gift of making people laugh?
Thank God for secondary school. You know, when I was in the secondary school, when they say go and read your book, no, I didn't want to read my book. I wanted to be the class clown, and I was very successful at it. You know, there will be times when we go into the classroom and nobody is in the working mood. You know, teachers, you know, they just used to frustrate us. So when they used to frustrate us, we just used to make small jokes here and there. So I found out that, you know what, every time I make these small jokes, everybody used to laugh, and, you know, everybody used to enjoy themselves. So what I started to do was I started to develop those sorts of stories that I used to tell. So I started to insert people's clothes that they used to wear. Maybe their head shape, I didn't like it. I just began to, you know, make 1 or 2 comments about their head shape, get everybody laughing. Maybe their shoe that they are wearing, maybe it has expired and they need a new one. Those things like that. So when I realized everybody started to laugh on a regular basis, I said to myself, you know what, let me now branch out and start to talk about things that everybody can relate to. So that is when I moved away from insulting people to what I like to call real comedy, things that people can relate to. So, you know, started in the secondary school, so thank God for that.
Your accent. I know that when we were speaking earlier, that was not the accent you were speaking with. How do you manage to sustain that accent for a long time?
First of all, I don't know what you are talking about earlier on. I really don't know what you are talking. Maybe you are having a dream about me in another accent. That is you. I don't know. And to answer your question, this is me. This is who I am. So we give God the glory for that. You know, and everything we do, you know, God has to give us the ability to sustain it. Anything that you do well, God it all comes from above. God is the reason for it. For example, you drink a cup of tea like this one that I'm holding. You know how you drink it the first time, and you just pray that you're able to drink it the same way again the second time. So, you know, that is the answer I will give you. So I don't know what you are talking about. That's not the answer I had. Well, I don't know who told you that. This is me. Don't tell lies to the people. Don't mind her. She's lying.
Okay. So what inspires you? Like, where do you draw your inspiration from? Because obviously I could tell from your accent that you do have like a Nigerian background. And what influences? Is it people in real life that you know, or, you know, because I know someone who is an actress, and she says that for her to actually act that part, she always channels her auntie, and her auntie has actually come for royalties because she's like, you're doing this thing and you're making money, I need to have a bit of it. So is there anybody in your life or any character that you actually kind of like assume when you're doing your comedy?
To be honest with you, the answer to that is very simple. Nollywood. Nollywood is where all of this comes from, number one. And number two, the fact that I am a Nigerian human being, Yes, that those two really, because Nigerians, for example, they do things that to them it looks normal,
Yeah.
but to everybody else it is comical madness.
Yeah.
You understand? So the fact that I'm Nigerian, I have the opportunity to see how Nigerians behave, the silly things that Nigerians do that to them is okay, you know, I'm able to pick up on those things, put them together, watch some Nollywood, put the nonsense from the two of them together. And create an even more bigger nonsense of comedy.
Wow.
So it's those two things really, nothing else.
Okay, let's talk about you as an actor, because I know you've featured in a couple of films. Can you tell us about them and how you managed to get yourself into acting?
Well, we give God the glory for that. The films I have done, I will just mention two of them for now because I don't want to bore the viewers with, all my stories and, that sort of thing. Yeah. The first one I did is called Batch. Now, Batch was, it's a film basically based around youths in London in general. It's all based around that gun crime, knife crime sort of thing, and, how youths get themselves involved and, why they get involved, So that film was just really showing how the youths of today feel about the society that they live in, because sometimes, the film was even showing them that a lot of them join gang because they think nobody care about them and, they rather make quick money on the road than go and find a job, because when they give their CV, they just used to tear their CV up and they throw it away. You understand? So, that is really what that sort of film was about, because, you always hear about youths being portrayed on the news as negative, criminals, and, they should stay in school, but these youths, they've realized that even when they stay in school and they leave school and they go on to university and they graduate, there's not really any jobs out there for them. So it's like, okay, what do we do? Before we went to school, this is what we had on the road. Let us go and sell this one, or let's go and injure this human being, and so it's, that's the main thing behind. You understand? Behind that sort of, behind that film, to be honest. Yeah. And this film, it came out in 2006, so it was a while ago. It's one of the older films that I've been a part of. So we give God the glory for that one. I have another short film as well that I was involved in. So that first film I mentioned, we had the premiere for it in the cinema. It came out a while back, like I said. So obviously that DVD is now available for people to go and purchase. So it's that sort of thing there. So that is me talking about film that people can actually go and see, you understand? Yeah. Or film that, was actually on the big screen. Yeah. So let me talk about another film that I do, because I took part in a short online film as well. And that one goes by the name of Friday UK, which was directed by Sebastian
Oh my
T.I.
God.
So
I've seen that. I was
so
that's amazing. I can't wait.
It's Sebastian T.I. behind that one. Yeah. Is the magical mind behind that one. So that was obviously, like you've seen it, it's just a small spoof of the original American
Friday,
classic. So obviously on that one, I played the character of Big Worm. Thank God a lot of people like it. So we had a lot of positive feedback, and so
the cast. Oh my God! I'm like, who did this? Everything was just tight. Someone just sat down and just watched the movie and like, okay, this person, that person. It was on point.
Sebastian T.I. So we give God. The guy is a serious director. So we have to give him the credit for that one. So those are two things that I've really been involved in. So all is looking well. There are many more, but
these are ones that you can talk about now.
Mention this one. So Batch and Friday UK. Obviously Batch, like I said, much older film. Friday UK is a lot more recent. So and Batch was not a comedy. Batch was more of on a serious. You understand? So you had another side to me completely. And in Batch, you had the Adot that everybody knows. So that's the sort of thing.
Okay, I know you obviously do a lot of stand-up, and I also know that you featured in quite a few like really high-profile stand-up comedy shows, and you've also featured on the MTV. What's that called again?
The MTV Comedy Funhouse.
Yes, that one. So with your stand-up career, because I know it's very, very difficult to do stand-up. because I can't even imagine being there and, you know, people are like, okay, make me laugh. And they're sitting watching you like, you understand what I mean? And Britain is a very, very tough audience. So how do you do it? How do you cope?
You know what? This is going to sound repetitive, but I have to tell you the truth. We give God all the glory because the way I say it is that on a very serious note, entertainment in general is not easy. If you are a singer, it's difficult because, you know, there's always somebody out there that thinks, well, I'm better than her or I'm better than him. She can't sing, he can't sing, rubbish, blah, blah, blah. So comedy is not really any different. Comedy also, you know, like you've mentioned already, you know, it is a tough thing to do, which is why I personally believe with comedy, you either have the ability or you don't. You understand? So there's no 50-50. I don't believe you can learn how to make people laugh. It's either you have it or you don't.
Have it.
And to be honest with you, I would say it is just God's grace that gives me the ability to be able to perform week in, week out, and deliver to the crowd and please the audiences every time they come out to watch me. It's only by God's grace, because we have a lot of comedians as well that are doing the same thing, and I don't believe it's down to luck. It's down to the grace of God, and you know, to be honest with you, to be able to do something week in, week out, and you know, get a very good response, you know, we know God is doing wonders as well, especially with the crowd, because you know, the crowd of nowadays, they are very, very wicked in the sense where if you call yourself a comedian and they book you to perform and they have paid £15, because comedy tickets are not really cheap.
Yes.
So when people are paying £15, £20 and they are not laughing,
especially in this economy,
when they need to laugh to allow the sadness from their body to evaporate, and you are not making them laugh, they will let you know their mind. So the best thing you can do when you call yourself a comedian, make sure you look over your material very well, you investigate it, make sure it's going to get the people laughing, and you'll be okay. But yes, consistency is key, and God is definitely involved.
I know you also do like MCing and presenting, and where are you going to be? I know people watching will be like, okay, especially some who have not come to see you, and they'll be like, oh, I really want to come and see you live and stuff like that. Where would you be? Like, do you have any shows coming up soon?
I definitely have. That's a very good question, by the way, because I know a lot of people will be thinking, okay, let me go and watch this guy. Well, no problem. I have a lot of events coming up from now to the end of this year. Even from this Sunday, I have an event coming up, and this one will be taking place in Holborn. Holborn, the name of this event is Just Raw. Just Raw is the name of this, but it's not Just Raw, it's called It's Just Raw. So obviously I broke it down for you. Just Raw, which means majority of the comedy we are going to see on that day will be raw. You understand? So, you know, come down and enjoy it, because it will just be raw. So the actual name is It's Just Raw. Make sure you come down there on Sunday, you know, to come and have a laugh. You know, for more information, more detailed information on that show, you know, just get in contact with me on the Twitter at Adot Comedian, and I will feed you all the necessary information. But if you can't make this Sunday, not to worry. I'm actually planning my own events as well, which are coming up in April. You know, so I have an event that I run regularly called Too Funny for TV. So that will be taking place on Sunday, the 28th of April at Plan B in Brixton. Again, for more information on that, contact me on the Twitter, because I'm always online promoting these events. So you just go to at @Comedian on Twitter for that one. And I have a massive one as well, which I'm doing, because I've done my family and friends night 2 years in a row now. Not too sure whether you're all familiar with it, but if not to worry. I have that one coming up on the 28th of July at the Broadway Theatre in Catford. And that one, this time we are changing it up now, because we're having it black tie, red carpet special. So it will be very, very different for what I've done over the last 2 years. So, you know, I have a few events. So those are just a few. So just to remind you, for this Sunday coming up, It's Just Raw. And that event is owned by KG, the comedian. It's Just Raw. Make sure you come down and enjoy yourself.
That's nice. So if people want to get in touch with you, do you have a website, like any extra details? I know you've mentioned your Twitter, Facebook, you know, just go ahead.
Even though Facebook is dead, that is why I left it out before. But let me give it to you. Even though a lot of people have left Facebook, but I know it's still useful. If you're on Facebook and you wish to catch up with me, just go to Adot Comedian. So that is A space DOT space comedian. Very simple. So Adot Comedian on Facebook and website to keep up to date with all my shows. Just go to www.adotcomedian.com. So that's adotcomedian.com. So that's the Twitter, the website, even YouTube. I'm here with my sketches. Maybe you want to go and laugh. Maybe your boss have sacked you from work. Maybe your wife didn't cook for you, or your children are frustrating you, and you need something to laugh about. Just go to Adot Comedian on the YouTube, and you can laugh. You'll find me there. But I think you should come down to KG the Comedian's show this Sunday. It's just raw. Hobon. Remember to @ me on Twitter for more info.
Okay. Wow. So we'll unfortunately come to the end of our interview.
Just like that.
I know.
Wow. That's this. I wanted to mention something about this restaurant.
I know, but you didn't even, because it's like, normally we have like cakes and stuff, but this time it is a Jamaican.
Tell them the name of this Jamaican restaurant that we are at.
Solid restaurant.
Just smelling party everywhere, up and down the place. Jack chicken. Smelling very heavy. I think we should let them know where we are now. Can you let them know the name of this facility? Can you tell me?
Well, we're at Talk of the Town in Wood Green, and
I don't think they had you. We are
Talk of the Town in Wood Green, which is an Afro-Caribbean restaurant, and they do lovely food. As you can see, we've got fried dumpling and banana fritters, and we're also having our tea.
We enjoy ourselves here at Talk of Town. So make sure you come down here. You have jack chicken, patty, hacking and sawfish, dumpling. Nigerians we like to call it puff puff, but Jamaican call it dumpling, which is okay. It still tastes the same thing. It's the same thing. So Talk of Town, nearest station to this place, Turnpike Lane. So if you're looking for somewhere to eat and you're in the area, go to Turnpike Lane. When you come out of station, it's not too far from you. Just ask anybody, they know this place. Next to Map Lane. So you can't go wrong. Talk of Town. Even me now, I think I will order takeaway for later on. Maybe get maybe some oxtail and cow foods. I like the way that one sounds. And they're very reasonable price as well. I'm looking at the menu. Haki and sawfish maybe for another time. So come down here, and enjoy yourself. Adot Comedian is my name.
Thank you very much, Adot Comedian, for coming today. I hope you guys enjoy that. And for more information about this show, you can go to www.duchesstv.com. And for exclusive pictures of today's show and all of our other shows, you can go to www.brianwoodphotographer.com. So whatever you're doing, stay blessed and laugh a lot. Adot Comedian.
This is our lovely sister here. She has brought me down. Duchess, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. And we will now enjoy this thing, but we'll not allow you to see us. Stop looking at us. Don't look at us.
Thank you very much. God bless.